Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. You all know about the Rajasthan crisis, the Rajasthan desert storm. So without wasting a lot of time, I want to show you some numbers because it will all boil down to the numbers game. Let's first quickly take a look at who has how much in which camp. So let's go to those cubes. We've got cubes right here that tell you who has how much in which camp. So Gehlot camp as of this moment has 91 congressmen and 10 others, a total of 101. The BJP has 75, 72 of their own and 3 others at 75. And the Sachin camp, Sachin Pilot camp, who has been sacked as the Deputy Chief Minister, sacked as the Pradesh Congress Committee Chief, but still retains the primary membership of the Congress Party. His camp has 22, 19 from the Congress. Let's zoom in on the Sachin camp to get you the breakup. Let's quickly zoom in to that cube which mentions the Sachin camp. The Sachin camp on your screen right now. 22, 19 of the Congress Party and 3 others. And these 3 others are the 3 independents who have an ACB probe or the Anti-Corruption Bureau probe against them. 22 with him. Now, what is going to be the future of these 22 or the 19 of the Congress Party? Let's quickly put up those graphics on the screen right now. So how the disqualification, there is a lot of talk now of how the disqualification is going to work. Let's quickly first talk about that. So with the help of a pie chart, we are going to explain what Ashok Gehlot hopes. As of this moment, Ashok Gehlot's hope is that these 19 who have pledged their support to Sachin Pilot could perhaps be disqualified under the 10th schedule for anti-party activities. So Gehlot's got 101. Sachin Pilot's got 22, BJP at 75, and you've got the BTP or the Bharatiya Tribal Party, which is 2 and they're undecided. The halfway mark is 101. Gehlot is just about there, but this is not going to be enough. So in comes the second pie chart, where if the hope of Mr. Ashok Gehlot that the Speaker is going to disqualify the Sachin camp, the strength of the House comes down to 181 instead of 200. The halfway mark comes down to 91. Gehlot remains at 101, a comfortable, simple majority. Sachin camp stands at 3. In fact, Sachin himself looks at disqualification if that happens. The BJP at 75. So BJP can't form the government. Gehlot is saved, but saved by a whisker. Now, can this happen? For this equation or this matrix to play out, there is one prerequisite. The Speaker, Mr. C.P. Joshi, will he allow this to happen? Or is this what is actually going to happen on the floor of the House? That is going to be extremely crucial. Amid all of this, there was one lady who was absolutely quiet as far as the BJP is concerned. And remember, in Rajasthan, you can't really plan much unless this lady has spoken and spoken her mind. She has fought bitter battles with her own and had her say. We're talking about none other than Vasundhara Raje, who's been quiet for 3 long days. And now we are hearing that after 3 days of silence, Vasundhara Raje is going to speak tomorrow. There is a confirmation that we have right here on NDTV that Vasundhara Raje will be coming in from Dholpur to Jaipur tomorrow. She'll be holding a crucial meeting of the BJP legislators tomorrow. And in this meeting, she will speak her mind. She will get in a view from others also. And then we'll have greater clarity on what decision will the BJP take vis-a-vis Pilot or the developing situation only post this meeting. So tomorrow is going to be an extremely crucial day. Sachin Pilot is going to speak at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. this meeting begins, where we'll know what Vasundhara Raje has to feel. The most important player as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party in Rajasthan is concerned. Let's quickly listen in to what former Home Minister who served under Vasundhara Raje and also the present leader of opposition in the Rajasthan Assembly, Gulab Chand Kataria, had to say.
अगर भाजपा वाकई समर्थन देती है या नहीं, इसमें वसुंधरा राजे जी का भी जरूर रोल रहेगा। वो भी आपके मीटिंग्स और आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी में शामिल हो रही हैं?
निश्चित रहेगा। मैंने स्वयं ने उनसे बात की है, कल उनको बुलाया है। उनके साथ भी हम बैठ करके इस वर्तमान जो भी स्थिति बनी है वर्टिकल डिवीजन के बाद इस पर चर्चा करेंगे और चर्चा करने के बाद क्या हमारा सबका सामूहिक विचार बनता है उसको हम केंद्र को इसके बारे में जो हमारी पार्टी का सिस्टम है उसे उनको बताएंगे।
All right, let me introduce our guests this evening. We're talking about the future of the Congress, the future of the BJP, and also the whole battle of old guard versus new guard. I want to introduce Veer Sanghvi. Thank you so much, Veer, for joining us right here on NDTV. Geeta Bhatt, political analyst of the RSS. The views are affiliated to the RSS. She's also with us. Manishankar Iyer, former union minister. I really hope that we get some candid talk from Mr. Iyer, something that he is known to do. Thank you so much, Mr. Iyer, for joining us. Arjun Lal Meena, you're the Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament of the Bharatiya Janata Party from Udaipur. Thank you so much. We also have Pawan Kheda, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Thank you very much, Pawan. Power-packed panel, and we'll have more people joining us through the course of this conversation. Let me begin with you, Mr. Kheda. Why should this not be read as a crisis, an absolute crisis within the Congress rank and file? And why should the leadership, the ultimate leadership, not be blamed? Simple question.
Sanket, the Congress party has a history, a legacy, you want to call it. It's weathered many storms, many turning points. I'd call it a turning point, yes. Where there are lessons learned, some lessons unlearned. So, in a large organization which has a rich legacy of 135 odd years, I don't see anything as a crisis. Nothing which is like everything is over and done with. No, it's never like this. After all, Congress party is not a regimental RSS kind of an organization where, you need somebody top there enforcing a discipline. No, we are a collection of 1 million mutinies, 1 million revolutions, 1 million passions, 1 million struggles. And that's what keeps our party vibrant. And in any vibrant organization, such upheavals are seen publicly. I mean, we don't hide what's happening behind four walls of a room. I mean, we are there for you. If we're fighting for some issues, we'll do it publicly. Everybody should know what a large party like Congress, what's going on in it. Nothing to hide, nothing to worry about. These are issues that should have been resolved in a different manner. Fair enough. We tried. Some systems worked, some didn't work, and here we are.
Mr. Kheda, you talk about all your struggles. Do you think that the struggle for existence should also be on display so publicly? Many people call this existential. How would you respond to that?
Our existence and the existence of the idea that we are trying to protect are the same. The history of and the struggles and the journey of India and the history and the struggles and the journey of the Congress are intertwined beautifully. So, if Congress's existence is threatened, then I'm afraid India's existence is threatened. And I'm saying with absolute responsibility, and Mr. Iyer would completely be in a better position to elaborate on what I'm saying. But it's intertwined. Our histories, our legacies, our struggles, our pains, our successes, everything is intertwined. So I would not see a minor issue like this as an existential crisis. No. What we are worried about, and we are all equally worried about, is not from today, but for the last several years, is the threat under which certain ideals with which our free, independent India came into being. That threat is a bigger worry. And towards that, all millions of our workers, millions of our supporters are fighting something bigger than this. This is a very small issue.
I just hope you do realize, Mr. Kheda, that there is a huge problem. There is a huge problem in state after state after state, and you're putting it in very nice words, but I'm sure even you realize that this is a huge problem.
If you don't want to agree with me, fine.
No. It's not about me agreeing. It's not about me agreeing.
You are free to have your opinion.
Your leaders of your party have to agree. Your voters have to agree.
Sanket, you cannot compare the Congress and reduce it in your comparison with any other organization in this country, because Congress is an organization born out of struggle. Its struggle is not always with someone external. There are struggles within the party also. And that's what is the beauty of this party. We struggle within, we struggle without, and that's what keeps us vibrant. That's what keeps us alive. That's what keeps us relevant. And in tune with today's India.
Veer Sanghvi is also with us, and so is Mr. Manishankar Iyer. Mr. Iyer, I want to come to you. Would you agree with this assessment that this should also be seen as a minor blip a little sidelines of a controversy in an otherwise happy story?
I think it is you who are putting words into Mr. Khera's mouth. I don't recall his using the expression a minor blip.
No, of course these
The
are my
fact
words.
is
That's my
that
question.
Good, then don't refer to him. Incidentally, very broadly, I completely agree with Mr. Khera that ours is a party that has known since the beginning these kinds of internal tussles. It goes back to the 1907 Surat meeting. It goes back to Subhash Chandra Bose walking out of the Congress. It goes back to Acharya Narendra Dev and Jayaprakash Narayan and Ashok Mehta leaving the Congress immediately after independence. It goes back to Rajaji for opposite reasons walking out of the Congress. We've been through, at least I have been through because I'm older than you, the whole of the syndicate business. I have seen how the Young Turks in the Indira Gandhi period behaved. I've also seen VP Singh and Arun Nehru and Arif Mohammad Khan bring down the Rajiv government and then see themselves thrown out of office within less time than it takes for a baby to be born. So we've been through all this, and it is in the historical perspective that this so-called crisis has to be viewed in the prism of the Congress experience. And there, this is not the first time, and this is not going to be the last time.
Okay.
But in terms of numbers, which is where you began this exercise, the fact is that the numbers are with Mr. Gehlot, and the numbers are not with Sachin Pilot, unless he does a Jyotiraditya Scindia and joins or takes the support of the BJP.
Okay.
If that happens, then the scenario changes.
Okay.
But I do not expect it to happen. I hope it does not happen.
Sure.
Because I was a very close friend of his father's, and I believe that his blood runs thicker than the water of dissent. I do hope he will not betray his family and not betray his party by becoming dependent on the BJP.
Sure. Okay. Let me see
That
if
is
Mr.
the
Arjun Lal
critical
Meena,
question.
the Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP, is also with us. Mr. Meena, can you hear me? Because, Mr. Meena, you know, a lot is being said. बहुत कुछ बताया जा रहा है कांग्रेस पार्टी द्वारा. Today you must have heard Ashok Gehlot also. He has to say कि आपकी पार्टी बैग ले लेकर कांग्रेस को तोड़ने की कोशिश कर रही है और लोगों के सहयोग से.
जी मैं अर्जुन लाल मीना लोकसभा सांसद हूँ.
जी माफी.
जी
माय अपॉलॉजीज. यस, फ्रॉम उदयपुर.
जी फ्रॉम उदयपुर.
यस, ऑफ कोर्स आई नो सर.
जी ये सर कांग्रेस पार्टी आपकी लड़ाई की वजह से अपने आप अल्पमत में आ गई. इनकी जो लड़ाई है वो चरम सीमा पे है, और जिस तरह से पिछले 2-3 दिन की घटनाक्रम अपन देख रहे हैं, तो सरकार अल्पमत में है. सचिन पायलट जी और उनकी टीम अलग जा रही है. उनको आज उनको मुख्यमंत्री पद से और पीसीसी के अध्यक्ष पद से भी हटाया है. तो उनकी आपकी लड़ाई है ये. इसमें बीजेपी का कोई अभी ऐसा कोई रोल नहीं है.
नहीं मीना जी, लेकिन आरोप आप पर है कि आपने आज से नहीं कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आप कई महीने से कोशिश कर रहे हैं, कई सालों से कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि ये फूट डाली जाए. एक तुलना ये हुई थी कि आपका ये कहना है कि भाई उनके घर में सब कुछ सही नहीं है तो हम उसके लिए क्यों जिम्मेदार. कांग्रेस का पलट के ये कहना है, ये तो भाई वही बात हो गई कि मेरे घर में ताला खराब है तो उसके लिए मैं जिम्मेदार हूं, चोर जिम्मेदार नहीं है.
नहीं, अब ये
आपकी लड़ाई
है जी, इनके खुद के आपकी लड़ाई है, कांग्रेस पार्टी की लड़ाई है सर. उससे भारतीय जनता पार्टी का तो कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है अभी। और जो जब वो टूट के अगर आते हैं तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी किस प्रकार बनाएगी।
और ये चीज स्पष्ट है, मतलब अगर वो टूट के आपके पास आते हैं, सचिन पायलट कल प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करने वाले हैं, जिस तरीके से मैं बयान देख रहा हूं आपके बीजेपी प्रेसिडेंट गुलाब चंद कटारिया सब लोग जो हैं वो लगभग उनके बयानों से ऐसा लग रहा है कि आ ही गए तो सरकार बनेगी
जी।
तो फिर इन आरोपों के बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे? कांग्रेस का जो कहना है कि
ये इनका सारे आरोप निराधार है, इनके खुद का घर संभल नहीं रहा है और आरोप दूसरा ठिकरा दूसरे के ऊपर फोड़ रहे हैं, तो ये तो आरोप इनके सारे निराधार है।
Okay, Ashutosh is now also with us. So is Geeta Bhatt, Rashid Kidwai, author and visiting fellow of the ORF. Thank you so much, all of you all. Veer, I want to come to you. You have heard the Congress's version, you have heard the BJP. I want to understand from you your assessment on where does the grand old party lie right now. Mr. Mani Shankar Iyer and Pawan Kheda seem to suggest, and I'm not quoting them, I'm saying that they give me this understanding that this is not the first crisis and this is not going to be the last.
Well, Sanket, I agree with them. This is not an existential crisis by any stretch of the imagination. But I also think it is, and this is where I perhaps disagree with them, it's a symptom of several crises within the Congress that the Congress ignores at its peril. First of all, Sachin Pilot, Jyotiraditya Scindia were really the stars of this generation. That they should leave is not good news for the Congress. Second, everybody knew that Sachin Pilot and Gehlot had problems. Sachin had made that clear. There should have been better man management. There should have been something to avoid things to get to this stage. A former congressman, VP Singh, used to famously refer to this as managing contradictions. There's another problem with the Scindia Pilot generation, which is all congressmen, senior congressmen say they are in so much of a hurry. Scindia was a first-term minister in his first term as an MP. Sachin is young. He's achieved so much. Why does he want to become chief minister immediately? He's got years and years to go. It's a valid argument. But every time you make it, these young congressmen who you call they call impatient say to you, yeah, okay, what about Rahul Gandhi? Why is he in such a hurry? Why can't there be somebody else as Congress president? What's the hurry in making this guy Congress president? There's also the fact that unlike Rahul Gandhi, Sachin has a solid record of achievement. He appears to have delivered electorally in Rajasthan. I'm not sure you can say the same about Rahul Gandhi. And then there's the two final problems. One is we talk about the high command culture. In politics, there's only one kind of high command that matters, and that's a high command that can get you elected. The reason people will say how high when Mr. Modi asks them to jump within the BJP is not just because they love him, which perhaps they do, but because they know he's the single most popular politician in this country. He can get them elected. The sad reality of today's Congress is that central leadership can't get anybody elected. And a final point, why I think it might be an existential crisis. I think now there's very little doubt that Amit Shah and Modi are determined to wipe out all the Congress governments in the whole country. It's their Congress Mukt Bharat. The reason toppling these governments matters is not for any other. It's a sort of dirty little secret of politics that people don't talk about. All elections are fought with money. You make money only when you're in power.
Correct.
The idea is to drive the Congress out of power at every state. That ultimately it will no longer have the money to fight any kind of election, and you will have a glorious 100-year one party.
Okay, very interesting. Ashutosh, I want to know your perspective. You've written a lot of articles on what the BJP seems to be doing, their strategy, and why this is some form of an unpardonable crime, right? Ashutosh, your assessment on how should this be viewed more? Should this be viewed more as an internal conflict within the Congress, or should this be viewed as some sort of a nefarious design to remove opposition from the face of this country?
Sanket, I think why to blame BJP now? I think the Congress has inflicted on itself. The Congress is to be blamed. Everybody knew when the Sachin Pilot was denied the chief ministership in December 2018 that this crisis is going to happen, and this crisis was going to happen. But this happened. They didn't do anything. This happened in Rajasthan. didn't do anything. Why to blame BJP? I think BJP is rightly there. If BJP wants to poach your MLAs, the BJP will do it, because the Congress had done the same thing earlier when the Congress was on top of the politics. See, I think what Congress is not understanding today, and I was just hearing Mr. Shankar here, he's a very erudite speaker, and he knows a lot about the Congress party. But today, the whole world has changed. First of all, the BJP is not led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Lal Krishna Advani. That's point number one. Today, BJP is a lot more ideologically convinced and has conviction which it never had. But thirdly, today the BJP is organizationally so powerful, and there is not one level. There are multiple. There's a multi-layered organizational structure with the BJP itself. The fourth, there is an ecosystem which supports BJP today ideologically. This was not the case in 2004 before, when the Atal Bihari Vajpayee was there. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was there, and there was an ideology there, but they didn't have that kind of support they have today. They have the media back now, which they never had earlier. So the entire ecosystem.
And within that ecosystem, if you see Congress party, which has no leadership, and I'm saying, I'm putting my neck out, Congress doesn't have a leadership right now. Who is the leader? Sonia Gandhi is the leader, Rahul Gandhi, other Priyanka Gandhi is the leader, or somebody else is the leader. Because if you see the crisis is happening, you are not taking any measure, that means there is no leadership. There is no ideological conviction in the Congress party right now. Whether the Congress party stands for secularism, stands for Mandal Commission, stands for anything. They don't know what they are doing. They are hopping from one temple to another temple, and they have absolutely no clue. Where is the organization in Congress party? There is no organization in Congress party. The Congress is virtually led by princelings. Like, who is Sachin Pilot, the son of Rajesh Pilot? Who is Jyotiradish Scindia, the son of Madhurav Scindia? Who is Priya Dutt, the daughter of Sunil Dutt? Who is Milind Devda? Somebody is trying to be on top because they had seen their father on top. Now they harbor the same ambition. So how to adjust them within the party?
But then what about the point? No, Ashutosh, this point that was being made, and Pawan Kheda, I want to come back to you, and maybe Mr. Manishankar Iyer can also refer to this. Mr. Pawan Kheda, see, the point that was being made is that the reason why these leaders, regional leaders, start to have these aspirations and aspire to gain more or try to get ahead of themselves, as has been the accusation, because they see a Rahul Gandhi getting all of it. How do you respond to this?
Sanket,
They've got an example right there.
No, I'll give you the response to this. Whether it is Mr. Scindia, Jyotiraditya Scindia, or it is Mr. Sachin Pilot, their problem was with the state leadership. Did they even utter the word Rahul Gandhi once? So I don't know why is Mr. Ashutosh trying to take it to a point where it doesn't belong. And Mr. Ashutosh said that Sachin Pilot was denied the chief minister. Denied by whom? Denied by the legislators. So if we follow a system of let the legislators decide, you have a problem with it. But if somebody else comes and imposes Manohar Lal Khattar or Raghuvar Das on the legislative party, you have no problem. The issue is, here is a party which is trying to follow systems, which has structures in place, which is not so undemocratic as you spread rumors about. It's not a Shah Shahenshah party. It's not a party of a million gulams. It follows systems. And if the system denied Mr. Scindia here in Madhya Pradesh or Mr. Pilot here, you can't blame the central leadership. No,
but then Mr. Kheda, one moment. Mr.
If
Kheda,
the legislators decide
since 2018, I would just like to come in here.
Sure.
I would just like to come in here. Manishankar Iyer also, I don't know if you can hear me. He seems to be complaining about not being able to hear. Mr. Iyer, can you hear me? Let me ask you this question.
I can.
My question is that this crisis, and everyone was aware that this crisis exists. There is some sort of tension, friction on the ground. Do you think this nature of the Congress to leave things unattended, stay a little status quo is what is hurting it most now?
The Congress did not leave even this crisis unattended. It is simply that Mr. Pilot wished to become Chief Minister without having the support of a majority of the Congress legislatures. That's all the problem is. And what we were trying to do was to persuade Mr. Gehlot that if he is not able to, if Sachin is not able to command the loyalty of a large number of Congress MLAs, nevertheless give him the second position of Deputy Chief Minister. He became Deputy Chief Minister at the age of 40. I don't think, I'm very grateful to Mr. Ashutosh for having referred to my erudition, but it seems to me that his argument is completely misplaced, because it was precisely when we had a very strong organization, a very strong leader in Mrs. Gandhi, a very strong sense of discipline in the party, that all the crises of the past took place. You cannot say that there was no organization when the syndicate turned on her. You cannot say there was no organization and no leadership when the Young Turks, led by Chandrasekhar, conducted their rebellion. I think this way of looking at today without looking at yesterday is ahistorical. And in this sense, I would say that in the long history of crises that have overtaken the Congress party in its more than a century-old past, this is, to go back to your expression, a minor blip.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to adversely affect us, unless, of course, Sachin Pilot betrays his father, betrays his party, and betrays his friends, and switches to either the BJP or to the support of the BJP.
Now, what if that happens?
I think the one thing that is non-tolerable as far as the Congress is concerned, as far as I as a congressman is concerned, is giving or seeking any support from the BJP.
Okay.
That is the fundamental reality of
Rashid
India.
Kidwai.
It's the Rift Valley that divides us.
Okay, so anyone who shifts from the Congress to the BJP, that's a Rift Valley, that's a Lakshman Rekha one must not cross. Rashid Kidwai, I want to come to you. You know, the statement that is being made, when I listen to the opening comments of Mr. Pawan Kheda and listening to the comments of Mr. Manishankar Aiyar, do you think that the Congress party looks a bit too much at the past and perhaps is overwhelmed by the past to not look at the future? I mean, this is exactly the battle that is going on. People talk about a young Turks versus old guard fight between the Congress, within the Congress. Do you think this obsession to look into the past is one of the things?
Absolutely, Sanket. A key problem is, unlike religion, political loyalty is conditional. You see, when Indira Gandhi lost power in 77, 2/3 or 3/4 actually of congressmen left, and all those people like V.C. Shukla and Ambika Soni and all, they appeared before Shah Commission of Inquiry and deposed against Indira Gandhi. When Sitaram Kesri was, the Congress was tottering under Sitaram Kesri, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Manishankar Aiyar. Mr. Aiyar left Congress, and he used to famously say that then he came back to Congress and he said he didn't know he joined fourth football club in Bengal, Trinamool Congress. So what I'm saying is, in adversity, it is a test of character and real loyalty. And unfortunately, Congress is present day Congress leadership is not in a position to deliver states, win election. So the high command is extremely weak and vulnerable. They are not looking at party affairs from position of strength. They are looking party affairs from position of weakness. There is this kind of dependence model that has developed with state chief ministers, because the AICC kitchen has to run. So that is a root cause of problem. I think my good friends from the Congress party are not addressing the real problem.
Okay, I'm going to come back to Mr. Pawan Kheda and Mr. Manishankar Aiyar to reply or answer what Rashid Kidwai seems to be saying. Mr. Meena as well as Geeta Bhatt, who has not spoken. My apologies. I'll come to you, Ms. Bhatt, in just a short moment. अर्जुन लाल मीना हमारे साथ बने हुए हैं. मीना जी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का रोल यहां पर आपने देखा है, मुख्यमंत्री ने किस तरीके की बात बोली है. उन्होंने साफ साफ बोला है कि ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट, ही इज कंप्लेन्ड ऑफ हिज ओन पीपल हॉबनॉबिंग. ही इज यूज्ड दैट वर्ड, यू आर हॉबनॉबिंग विद द बीजेपी. द बीजेपी इज स्निफिंग एंड स्मेलिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी इन स्टेट आफ्टर स्टेट. इसको आप सही मानते हैं? मैं थोड़ा सा धर्म कर्म टाइप सवाल आपसे पूछ दूं, क्या ये तरीका सही है?
नहीं, मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ सर, आपने जो सवाल का जवाब मांगा है, कांग्रेस पार्टी परिवार की पार्टी बन के रह गई है. और कांग्रेस पार्टी ने जो देश का आदिवासी है, मैं आदिवासी समाज से आता हूँ, दूसरी बार सांसद हूँ, पहले एमएलए भी रहा हूँ, हमेशा वोट बैंक की राजनीति करी है. और आज पूरा देश का आदिवासी भारतीय जनता पार्टी और माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के साथ है. और ये इनकी आपसी लड़ाई की वजह से ये इनका जो आपस की लड़ाई है, इस लड़ाई का ठिकरा भारतीय जनता पार्टी के ऊपर छोड़ रहे हैं. ये सही नहीं,
लेकिन ये जो आरोप जो हैं अटैची के, सूटकेस के अंदर खूब सारे नोट के, किस तरीके से लोगों को खरीदा गया.
नहीं, ये सब आरोप निराधार है. अभी तो इनकी आपसी लड़ाई खत्म नहीं हो रही है सर. ये जी,
तो आपको लगता है मीना जी, अगर ये आरोप निराधार हैं तो इनको सिद्ध भी करना चाहिए, क्योंकि आरोप तो बहुत गंभीर हैं. आई मीन द सॉर्ट ऑफ अमाउंट्स दैट आर बीइंग स्पोकन अबाउट आर एब्सोल्युटली रिडिकुलस.
नहीं, ये इनको तो विधानसभा में इनको बहुमत साबित, अभी तो अल्पमत में आ गए. ये अपने बहुमत साबित करे, अपनी सरकार चलाए, लेकिन इस स्थिति में है नहीं. अब ये अनगिनत आरोप लगा रहे हैं.
नहीं, लेकिन आप वीर सांघवी जी के बात का आप कैसे जवाब देंगे? उनका क्या कहना था? उनका ये कहना है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की एक रणनीति हो गई है. देखिए, पावर मतलब पैसा, और अगर कोई पार्टी पावर में ही नहीं रहेगी तो उसके बाद उनके पास पैसा भी नहीं होगा, और जब पैसा नहीं होगा तो इट्स अ विशियस सर्कल. नो, तो पैसा नहीं होगा तो चुनाव में हारते चले जाएंगे और आपका एक छत्र राज.
सर, ये तो अपनी इनकी खुद की आपसी लड़ाई की वजह से ये सरकार अल्पमत में आई है
जी.
और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का तो दूर दूर तक कोई लेना देना
अच्छा,
नहीं.
पायलट जी से आप समर्थन लेंगे या नहीं?
नहीं, वो अभी देखेंगे. हमारे जो हाईकमान है, हमारे जो अखिल भारतीय लेवल पे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी है, संगठन के लोग हैं, हमारे प्रदेश.
तो मुझे तो लगा था कि बीजेपी हमेशा कहती थी हाईकमान कांग्रेस में है.
नेता प्रतिपक्ष है, पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री है, बहुत सारे हमारे लीडर हैं. वो आपस में मंत्रणा करके वो जो फैसला लेंगे,
ठीक है,
तो सही लेंगे.
हाँ, ठीक है. गीता भट्ट, आई वांट टू कम टू यू नाउ. गीता, you know, Professor Bhatt, that a lot has been spoken about the role of the BJP here. Now, it's to say that the BJP has no role whatsoever is going to be a little hard to believe. I would say very hard to believe.
Well, Sanket ji, all these allegations which have been put they are mere speculations. They have been allegations which are yet to be proved. Now, the point is that, even the senior leaders or Congress leaders who are present in this debate, it seems they do not want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. And that may be the reason why, we are seeing that their number has been dwindling in parliament and in state assemblies across the country. Now, specific to this in Rajasthan, Sanket ji, you will agree that, there has been, I think, from the Chief Minister, Mr. Gehlot's side, a very well orchestrated conspiracy where the way the FIR was launched and, the way the SOG was put on work, and there were sedition charges, section 124B put into it. It seems that, it was made sure that Mr. Pilot is in no position actually to come back. So it seems that he was trying to basically
Mr. Pawan Kheda as well as Ashutosh. Mr. Pawan Kheda, the allegation is
I've been waited so long to speak, Sanket.
Mr. Ashok Gehlot, I'll come back to you. I assure you, Professor Bhatt, I'm going to come back to you. Pawan Kheda, she's making an important point. There was witch hunting. There is allegation of witch hunting on the part of Mr. Ashok Gehlot to not let Sachin Pilot function. I mean, this is one of the allegations that he has against the Chief Minister. You wouldn't let the person grow.
As I said, Sanket, politics is something which is it's a constant struggle at every level, at every stage. Now tomorrow, I can't go back to the central leadership complaining against my department in the AICC that they are not sending me on Sanket's show. That's a struggle that I have to create a space for myself within my department, within my turf. So to say that somebody is making life miserable for me in my organization is not leadership. You have to create your space. All of us have to, whether we are dinesh, we are non-dinesh, we are workers, we are leaders, wherever we are, in whichever position we are in, we create our own space. And Ashutosh has been in a political party. He understands what I'm talking about. Mr. Iyer is the wisest of us all. He knows what I'm talking about. So Ms. Bhatt is trying to say, Ms. Bhatt, do you know there's an FIR and 2 of your leaders, of BJP leaders, have been arrested? There are CDRs available. It's not from today. You've been trying to dislodge that government for the last 6 months. BJP. They are from BJP. Both Ashok Singh and the other one, both are from BJP. I have the names and I have the details. So don't, because I am from Udaipur, I am from Rajasthan. Don't challenge me on my knowledge about Rajasthan. Please, I request you.
I have not challenged you.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you so much for your kindness. So, as I said, if you cannot create a space for yourself within your turf, I mean, there's something wrong with you also. You can't keep going back to the High Command. Ye nahi ho raha, mera transfer nahi ho raha, mere kehne se. This is not how political power is wrested. You have to create your own space. All of us.
नहीं तो आप मानते हैं पवन खेड़ा, you in a way are trying to tell me that the problem was that he could not. He was a deputy chief minister without power.
No, I won't say
and
that.
He couldn't deal with it.
There is nothing called a deputy chief minister without power. We are a party which was created out of struggle. We were not in power. We didn't even know
while I agree with all of that, Mr. Pawan Kheda, here's the thing.
So the reason why we keep going to the past is because that's where we draw our inspiration and our lessons.
Pawan Kheda, you listen to his allegation. The main grudge that Sachin Pilot has, the main grudge that a Sachin Pilot has is that you won't let him function. He was part of no COVID-19 meeting. He was not part of any poster. I'm telling you what his supporters are saying. पोस्टर में भी आपने उनकी शक्ल नहीं लगाई, उनके पोस्टर हटा और लिए आपने प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी ऑफिस से.
His supporters may be misinformed. I don't want to comment on a third-person account of what's happening, but there is a coordination committee in every state that we have. Rajasthan's coordination committee, which the Congress has, is absolutely equally, fairly represented by all so-called groups.
One last point, if you allow me. He sought a lot of time and appointment from the central leadership, from Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and he did not get that time.
Has he said that officially on record? Don't tell me what his supporters are saying. I mean, that's something I can't debate on because these are not facts.
So if I Veer as well as Ashutosh, I want to come back to you. If I listen to Mr. Pawan Kheda, he seems to suggest that if you cannot deal with a political situation, then perhaps you are not a leader. Veer, let's begin with you. So was Mr. Sachin Pilot a weak leader in the first place to not maneuver around in his own party?
I don't think that's what Pawan meant. What Pawan was saying is in politics there are always struggles, there's always adversity, there are always power battles. The way I think what I'm now
But here his problem was within the party.
Yeah, that happens within all political parties. So Pawan's point was you stay and you fight, you don't throw a sulk and leave the party. I think was his point. Is that roughly correct?
Yeah? That's right.
So which is a valid point.
Okay, now we have one more person. Yeah, Geeta Bhatt, I'm going to come back to you. We have one more person who seems to have a thing or two to say about the Congress party, Mr. Sanjay Jha, former spokesperson of the Congress party and Pawan Kheda's friend, is also now with us. Mr. Sanjay Jha, welcome. How would you respond to this crisis? Do you see a little bit of your own personal experience in it?
Well, Sanket, I think there is an old folklore. The biggest enemy that the Congress party has is not the BJP, is the Congress itself. And if you needed a manifestation of that evidence, you get it today. This is not about, my good friend Pawan criticizing what are the strengths and shortcomings of Sachin, because the reality is, and since Pawan comes from Rajasthan, he will know it perhaps better than me, that if anybody won the 2018 elections for the Congress party, it was Sachin Pilot. And, why don't we just compare his travel, his stay in the state with that of Mr. Gehlot, under whose reign in 2013, the Congress was reduced to its most wretched performance of 21 seats. So I want to raise the fundamental point here, and I say it as a congressman. This is the party that I'm still part of, unless I wake up tomorrow morning and I become an ex-colleague of Pawan Khera. The truth is that in 2018 December, the decision to make Ashok Gehlot the chief minister was the beginning of the conflict that has since played out, culminating in this entirely unwarranted, embarrassing developments that have happened over the last couple of days. Now think about it. I have been, and Pawan has, we have gone on TV channels and complained bitterly about the BJP shenanigans of resort politics. And now we in Rajasthan are doing it when we are in government. It's not that we are in opposition trying to hijack BJP MLAs in a bus. This is the Congress against the Congress. At a time when the people of this country are asking a very serious question, that under Mr. Modi over the last year and a half, there are serious challenges the country is facing, whether it's a pandemic, doldrums of the state of the economy, and so on and so forth. And everybody I meet, including BJP people, are telling me that we want a robust opposition, because even governments worry about the arrogance that comes when nobody is checking you at all. And what are we doing? We are committing harakiri by the day. This is political suicide, because you had the disastrous experience of what happened in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay. Right to reply.
15 years in hibernation.
I have to give a quick right to reply to Mr. Pawan Khera.
No, I just wanted to make one point. 15 years in hibernation, we gave Madhya Pradesh back to the BJP.
Yeah, one moment. Quick right to reply.
My dear friend Sanjay, Rajasthan is a seesaw state. Ashutosh is a psephologist of sorts. He'll tell you. Not to rob Mr. Sachin Pilot of the remarkable effort that he had put in as a PCC president. I mean, hats off to him. He really worked hard. And yes, we won the state. But having said that, don't compare 2013 with 2018. Compare 2008 with 2018. That makes more sense, because that's the way Rajasthan behaves electorally. So let's not compare apples with oranges. Now, you said the decision was taken to make Mr. Gehlot the chief minister. For God's sake, the decision was taken by the legislators.
By the MLAs. Okay.
By the MLAs. So you can't. Okay. Yeah. I think you should grant this to the Congress party, of which you are also a very valuable part.
Okay. Very quickly, Ashutosh and then Geeta Bhatt and Rashid Kidwai. Quick closing comments.
Yeah, I wanted to respond to that.
I'll come to you. Mr. Jha, I'll come to you. One moment. Ashutosh has been waiting for a very long time. Ashutosh.
See, I think Pawan has a lot of things which I has said. And I go back to Chinese history, in 1989 when the Deng Xiaoping was there, then he picked up Jiang Zemin from nowhere. And Jiang Zemin used to run to Deng Xiaoping on a daily basis because he was facing lots of flack from the Li Peng and others. Then one day Deng Xiaoping told Jiang Zemin that you have to manage, because now today you are the Secretary General of the party. You have to run the country. You have to run. So issue is Sachin Pilot is to be blamed for a simple reason, and agree with Pawan Khera that he couldn't make a space for himself. He should have won lot many MLAs that he did. And finally, if you end up just only 10, 12 MLAs or 13 MLAs, and then you claim that you don't have a majority and you want to be the chief minister, then there is a problem. But I still go back to my old argument. In December 2018, the Sachin Pilot should have been made the chief minister, provided if the leadership had backed him. At that point of time,
provided. That's exactly what Pawan Khera is saying. Provided the legislators backed you. They did not. That's the point. Now, say for instance, in a hypothetical situation, Geeta Bhatt, if Mr. Sachin Pilot decides tomorrow in his 10 a.m. press conference that off I go to the BJP with the support of the MLAs, right? And then the BJP legislators decide that no, Vasundhara Raje is still our topmost leader, tallest leader. Then what happens? The problem over here is, and a lot of people have been saying, that anger and injustice, a feeling of anger and injustice cannot be an excuse for indiscipline. How do you respond to this?
Well, you see, I think as you have also said in your opening comments that Mr. Rajesh Pilot, it's an open secret. It is not that something everyone has seen since, Sachin Pilot, and since 2014 he had been working very hard, brought the numbers from 21 to 100 plus in the 2018 elections, and at that time Mr. Gehlot was at central leadership. But in any case, that is something which is Congress's internal matter. But the fact is that Pawan Khera ji, I don't know why he takes things so personally, but the fact remains, since he is from Rajasthan, he must be knowing that there are some MLAs from BTP party. Rajkumar Roat, who actually has released a video where he's saying that muscle power is being used and I am not being moved out, allowed to move out, and even my car keys have been confiscated. There are people like Ved Prakash Solanki who are on record saying that people voted for a young leader like Rajesh Pilot, and he was not. We wanted him to be the chief minister, but he was not given his due. So it seems that for the day, the government has some respite in Rajasthan.
No,
but
and how much of a due will these people get in the BJP? For instance, where is Rita Bahuguna Joshi as of this moment? How much of due has she got in the BJP? Where is Mr. Tom Vadakkan? Where are the people who were borrowed from the Congress? Where are they right now in their stature and positioning? That's I think going to be a very important question. Rashid Kidwai, quick closing comments. Rashid Kidwai, Veer Sanghvi, Mr. Manishankar Iyer, and the last word as promised to Mr. Jha. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that whole, you see, the office of Deputy Chief Minister is something that doesn't exist in the Westminster model. It's a creation. A Deputy Chief Minister is a minister by another name. You look at any state, you look at Uttar Pradesh, BJP ruled Uttar Pradesh, where Keshav Prasad Maurya is a Deputy Chief Minister. You look at his plight. So, you see, Mr. Sachin Pilot, when he took that call and accepting that post of Deputy Chief Minister, he should have known very well that he is being neither here nor there. Just one quick comment on the Congress internal politics. The real problem of Congress is not people leaving also. The real problem with Congress is people of substance and consequences. They are not speaking out. It is left to people like Mr. Shahzad Punewala and Mr. Sanjay Jha to speak out. What is preventing Mr. Kapil Sibal, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, and a lot of the thinking lot to raise issues and come and debate the way Arjun Singh went about against PV Narasimha Rao?
Okay, Mr. Manishankar Iyer, closing comments, please, and then Veer.
I'm afraid I have to go back to your opening.
Okay.
It is a matter of numbers. If Sachin, after his brilliant performance in the assembly elections and after his less than brilliant performance in the Lok Sabha elections, had actually got anywhere near half the number of Congress MLAs, he could have credibly staked his claim to be the chief minister. But if you do not have the numbers and you simply want the chief ministership to be gifted to you by the High Command, then I think you need to be brought down to reality. And the problem has been that because Sachin Pilot had got used to having the High Command feed him, when they did not feed him the chief ministership, he decided to bite the hand that had been feeding him. And that is a very unfortunate state. He has jeopardized his future in the Congress, where there is simply no doubt that he would have been the next chief minister of Rajasthan
if he had patience.
And had he contested for party president when Rahul Gandhi opened to him the opportunity to do so, if he still does so in the future, he could even be our prime minister, but not if he bases his claim not on numbers but on patronage.
Okay.
Thank you.
Veer Sanghvi, would you agree with this assessment that a sense of entitlement got the better of Sachin Pilot? That he should have waited?
I think it's fair to say a sense of entitlement runs through the ranks of the younger generation of congressmen. So let's not pick on just one of them. 2 points I think need to be made. The first is Manishankar Iyer and Pawan have both talked about the BJP and the Congress being in a way polar opposites. There is a Lakshman Rekha, you can't switch parties. I think it's fair to say the BJP has never been as distant from the old Congress ideology as Mr. Modi's government is. And yet, at no time in history have so many congressmen shown an interest in jumping. Mr. Scindia went for, I think, 20 MLAs. Mr. Gehlot says that Sachin Pilot has been conspiring with the BJP. So yes, I agree, the two parties are very different. But there is no Lakshman Rekha any longer. Congressmen are just willing to go where it suits them. That's the first point. And the second point, which I think Congress would do well to remember, is that if you've been watching television tonight or reading papers or talking to people, the people who are most critical of the Congress are not BJP supporters. They are Congress supporters.
Correct.
They are liberals. They are people who believe that this government needs to be opposed, that there must be some kind of effective opposition, and who just sit back in horror as fake campaign and bogus campaign or the other is launched by the Congress. It makes no headway. It's government's fault. That's why people are upset.
Okay. Tomorrow is going to be an important day where we'll know what has Sachin Pilot decided. Does he continue to be a congressman, or if he does not want to be a congressman, does he want to have his own party, or will he do what a Jyotiraditya Scindia did, join the BJP? Very quickly, last word to Mr. Meena. मीना जी, मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूं, एक मेरा आखिरी आपसे ये जानना चाहता हूं, सचिन पायलट का स्वागत बीजेपी करेगी या नहीं, हाँ या ना? उनका आपकी पार्टी में स्वागत होगा या ना?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूरे देश लेवल पे कोई भी अगर आता है तो उनका सबका स्वागत करेगी भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
चलिए, तो अब कल 10 बजे पता चलेगा कि कितना स्वागत किया जाएगा सचिन पायलट का, अगर वो आना चाहते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, for joining us on Left, Right and Center. News continues on the other side. Good night.